human beings, the people who created the stock market, can't understand infinity, what makes you think that the system created by the human being can understand infinity? What up, universe? It's That's Who I Am here with All Street Investing, and today I want to go over the only two ways. There's really only two ways. Two ways to lose money in the stock market. Before I begin, I want to give a little selfless plug to myself. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Legend by Birth. I show all my profits there. I always talk about investing skills and all that good stuff. You know, as a new trader, like I'm starting to see a lot of profits, so maybe you guys can benefit from that too. Okay, plug over. Now, the two ways that people lose money in the market. I boiled it down to two ways. There's only two. It's only two. All right, here I go. No more gassing it up. One, right? You don't know what you're doing. Let's be honest. How many times has someone listened to somebody else about a certain stock, and because they see so much hype about it, it flies up, right? Like they want it to fly up. Oh my God, this thing's going up because so many people are going to talk about it. Yada, yada, yada. Oh my God, this person made so much money on it. I'm going to make so much money on it. La 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 la. And then what ends up happening is that you put your money in there, and guess what happens? It goes down. It goes down because you didn't know what you're doing. If you, there's like a golden rule about stock advice, and it's that you should really never trade based off of someone else's opinion. Ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. You have no one else to blame but yourself if you're listening to somebody else trying to make money and you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? It sounds so trivial. But you got to understand that 90% of people who trade in the stock market lose money. And because 90% of people who trade in the stock market lose money, you got to understand that 90% of people who trade listen to other people losing money. Does that make sense? If 90% of people are losing money in the market, at least a good percentage of that 90 take advice from somebody else, and then they both lose money in unison. You know what I mean? It's really those like special breed of people who trade on the market who end up making a lot of money because they tune out the other people who are telling them to trade, or they're tuning out the pump and dumps, tuning out all the hype of something. They're tuning out all of that because they want to know what they're doing. And it's so much so to know what you're doing in something for you to make money. It's just that simple. If you don't know what you're doing, regardless of what you're doing, you're going to lose money. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. If you go to classes and you don't know what the hell the teacher's talking about, most likely you're going to fail the test. If you apply for the job and you don't have the criteria to work for the place, most likely you're going to get fired. If someone gives you a job to do and you have no idea how to do it, you're not going to get the job done. You know what I mean? You need to know what you're doing. And that there's so many subcategories underneath that, but it all boils down to knowing what the stock market is. And hint, hint, the stock market is literally just a bunch of algorithms. If you understand how to read the algorithm, then you'll tell you when something is low and when something is high. And so you as an investor, you want to buy it when it's low so that it goes back up high and then sell it. You know what I mean? That's really it. Like, I know it sounds so simple and there must be like some golden technique that people use to understand the stock market, but it really is that simple. There's so much technology nowadays that tell you things, like when something's about to go up or down, but all you gotta understand is how to read it, which is why I'm showing this gigantic screen that's taking up 95% of this YouTube video, and I'm in the corner, because it's in real time, and if you could somehow see a pattern here, you're 95% of the way there. You know what I mean? The reason why people lose money in the stock market is because by nature, human beings are greedy. And it's so crazy how this works, because imagine this, right? Let's say you have $0 in your savings account, $0 in your checking account. You don't have any cash on you. All you have is $1,000 in your investing account, right? And you invest in something and you get into a really good position and it goes up 30%. Now you have $1,000 in there, right? So 30% of $1,000 is $300, like a third of it. You know what I mean? So because you have 1,000, you just made an extra 300. Now, if you have no money anywhere else, the smart person would sell that, right? Would sell their position and profit the $300 that they just made, right? But so what ends up happening is that so many people will be up a certain amount of profit, and because it went up that high, they're thinking it's going to go higher. You know what I mean? They think it's going to go to like 60% or 70% or even 38%. You know what I mean? And they never confirm their profit, because you can't make money until you sell your position. You know what I mean? That they'll hold it and they'll assume that'll go higher. And what happens next that we all know? If something drastically goes up higher, then it's going to go down the next moment. It needs to be able to correct itself before continuing a trend. It sucks because this is what will happen. It'll go down to the point of which they bought it from. So now they're at $0 profit and $0 loss. But because it went down because it went high so much, right? Because the stock went up so much, not only will it correct itself, it'll most likely go down too. You know what I mean? So now they're at a loss. They're operating at a loss because you were being greedy. Everything told you to sell that thing at $300 profit. You would have had 300. You guys know what $300 can do nowadays? Not much, but if you don't have anything else in your checkings or savings, $300 over time is a lot of money. Thousands of stocks on the stock market. You can make money. You can literally make money in every single stock. That is a lot. You can literally make money in every single stock. You don't need to love one. You don't need to hug one. You don't need to hold one. They're all going to go up and down. Remember, it's an algorithm. They're all going to go up and down. So all you got to do is understand and know what you're doing in the stock market and not be greedy. Because trust me, 90% of people on the stock market end up actually losing money, and then that's it. Like, they just tell their friends,
"I lost money. The stock market is a scam. It's not worth it. You're gonna be losing money."
It's because, one, they don't know what they're doing, or two, they're being greedy. You know what I mean? Once you take away those two things that really, like, not make you money, it gets so simple. I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, but when I really got into it, I started seeing returns of like hundreds. I started seeing returns of thousands, you know what I mean? And now I'm okay, you know what I mean? Because now I know what I'm doing. Because I took that time to understand what I was doing, and I took my time not to be greedy. Because I always tell myself, if I'm up a certain percentage, I'm out regardless. I don't care. I don't care how much I'm up. I don't care what the chart is telling me. I'm out. You know what I mean? And that's managing your risk. There's always going to be a risk tolerance level on the stock market. But if you're a smart person, you're always going to be able to manage that and be like, okay, if this stock goes up 4% from what I bought it for, I'm out. I'm done. Overall, if you want to be good at anything, if you want to be good at real estate, if you want to be good at social media marketing, if you want to be good at being a person, you know what I mean? If you want to be good at the stock market, if you want to be good at anything that you think that you can make money from, all you have to do is, number one, know what you're doing, right? And then number two, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't try to get infinity at one go. It's impossible. We don't know what infinity is. If I asked every single one of you guys to count to infinity, we'd all die before that happened. You know what I mean? If human beings, I'm gonna say this, and maybe you guys can get it. If human beings, the people who created the stock market, can't understand infinity, what makes you think that the system created by the human being can understand infinity? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Not even calculators understand infinity. All right, I'm done. But that's all I really want to talk about, guys. Hopefully this video was able to help you out. And hopefully next time in your future trades, you're able to manage your risk, know what you're doing, and maybe you saw a trend during this entire video with the Tesla stock. You know what I mean? So that's all I really want to say, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Remember to follow me on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, at Legend by Birth. I'm talking about money all the time because we definitely need a community about it on YouTube. And yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.